The Louisville Urban League is a civil rights organization that for over 100 years has been serving the community of Jefferson County, Louisville, and really the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Our mission is to advance equity and equality for Black people and those who are marginalized socially and economically. And we do that across our pillars of jobs, justice, education, health, housing, and entrepreneurship. The work of the Urban League is about shifting power. Our job and our goal is to put power back in the hands of those that we serve, and we have done an exceptional job of doing that, whether that be helping people to find employment, and not just any job, but thriving wage jobs that they can take care of themselves and their families for generations.
So through my work with the FEC program, I was invited to a luncheon there. I just seen an advertisement for the Kentuckiana Works program, and going into construction, that was something that was already on my mind in the first place, and so it piqued my interest. I'm like, I need to look a little bit more into this to see what it's about, and that's kind of how I got into the program. They provided us with assistance to update our resumes and went over interview skills with us, as well as provided me with tools and all sorts of different things to help prepare me for the construction field. The first thing, I'm grateful for the Urban League just provide me with the opportunity to, take care of my family. Recently, I got married to my wife in 2024, and just been able to just support my family and hopefully grow my family, as well as the way that they've supported me in my journey beyond finishing the Kentuckiana Bills program. They've been with me every step of the way.
Whether that is in housing and helping people to pay down debt and to invest in themselves and ultimately buy a home, sometimes for the very first time.
Well, the Louisville Urban League is one of the forerunners in preparing families in West Louisville particularly, but all across the city, in becoming first-time homebuyers. And most people don't know that the Louisville Urban League is the oldest continuous HUD-approved counseling agency in the entire state of Kentucky. What we find most of all is that people have real problems with their credit. Their credit scores are extremely low, and they just don't know how to get those credit scores up, how to get rid of things off of their credit report that doesn't need to be there, and also how to budget. Because if you're going to purchase a home, one of the things that you need to have, you need to be able to save some money. So the housing programs of the Urban League is very well equipped to help people to meet those particular needs. But in partnership with us, with Rebound, we are at the forefront of actually building units, affordable housing units. Right now, we are in the process of building a brand new subdivision, a 40-unit subdivision right here in our city. We have, over the last probably 5 to 6 years, have produced over 100 single-family houses, either new construction or renovated houses, that have been bought and sold throughout West Louisville and other neighborhoods in the city. And right now, we have just completed 2 major projects of multifamily housing projects, 38 units in the Shawnee neighborhood and 15 units adjacent to Rebound's headquarters right here in the Russell neighborhood.
It is shifting power to our students and ensuring that they have the education that they need and deserve through intensive tutoring, where we are making sure that hundreds of our public school students are getting the services and support that they need to thrive in schools.
My name is Aisha Hayes-Taylor. I'm the franchise owner for the Louisville Wellington Kumon, located on Bardstown Road in the Newburgh area. Here at Kumon, we serve students preschool age to high school with math and reading. Since opening in 2023, we have partnered with the Louisville Urban League to do the incredible work of educating students through their intensive tutoring program. Together with our partnership with the Louisville Urban League's intensive tutoring program, we daily rise to the challenge and transform lives through the power of education.
I have 2 children that are adopted, Devin and Sophia, and they were going to Kumon off of Bardstown Road. The Urban League paid for my 2 children to attend Kumon for free. It allowed me to be able to finish college It allowed my daughter to finish college and to pay for school. It also allowed us to be able to put them in football, gymnastics, and dance.
And then it is the work that we're doing in justice, expunging records and helping individuals get their lives back on track, because we don't believe that just because you made a mistake in one place, that should follow you for the rest of your life.
The Rally Reentry program at the Louisville Urban League changed my life, not just for me, but for me and my family. Going through that program allowed me the opportunity to be able to get my record expunged, which later created a space and a lane for me to go back to school to become a clinical social worker. I wanted to help people just like me. I'm a person in long-term recovery, so for a long time I didn't even think that life could look the way that it looks. And so I started off really just wanting to help people. And God just aligned my path to be with social work. Thank you to the Louisville Urban League for allowing me to get the life that I never thought was possible.
In entrepreneurship, we are shifting power by making sure that entrepreneurs have access to the resources and capital they need. Years ago, we figured out that our Black entrepreneurs and our marginalized entrepreneurs were not receiving the support they need. They weren't getting access to capital because of the history and legacy of things like redlining in our community. And so we set out to find ways to give them that access, and we've done that.
So I've been working with the Urban League since 2022. I started out with working with Chris, and I had just a little sweet, and I would tell him all the time, like, I don't know business, like I just know how to do hair. But in order to expand and grow, I need to learn the financials. I need to just learn everything that it is to actually run a business. Through working with Chris, he was able to connect me with professional service providers to build my website, to to refresh my logo. We did business cards, we did branded merch. And then he also recommended me and helped me through the application and interview process for the AMPS RTBI program.
We started the Reparative Economics Fund about 2 years ago. We worked with the Community Foundation of Louisville and a group of stakeholders, and really trying to identify how we were able to fill a gap in access to funding, particularly for Black business owners. We knew that a lot of the criteria that is needed for other loan funds or for other business funding is sometimes hard for people to get through. So we designed this purposely to be flexible in the underwriting, and then also flexible in the criteria that we used in the application process. One of the earlier recipients of a loan through our Reparative Economics Fund was Good Brothers Pharmacy. This was a business that we had worked with for a couple of years. Starting a pharmacy isn't an easy thing, and especially an independent pharmacy. They wanted this pharmacy to be in West Louisville, which brought its own challenges, especially in terms of getting access to the funding that was needed to start this business up. Fortunately, they were able to work with some of the partners in our ecosystem to get the initial funding. As the business was ready to launch, they needed some additional funds for working capital. That was to purchase inventory and to take care of some last minute things. Most of the structural things were done, but there was still a gap. And then given that they had already accessed some other funds, being able to source that from any other traditional sources was going to be nearly impossible. And so, as I said, this was a business that we had worked with for multiple years. We had seen their persistence, and we knew everything that was kind of going on with the business and what their financial status was. So this was going to be an ideal candidate in terms of filling a gap in that access to funding that would get this business launched and the doors open.
The Urban League exists to fill gaps, to eliminate barriers, and ultimately solve the problems facing our community. My goal is not for us to be here in perpetuity working on the same issue time and time again. We want to actually solve problems. We want to take big swings at the issues that are plaguing our community. And with your help and with your support, we can do that together.